right, now
And simple.
I'm neither a Tim Hortons. I'm neither a Tim Hortons or a Dunkin' Donuts guy. All right. Yes, can I get? Welcome to this month's edition of Cup of Theology with Northeastern Seminary at Roberts Wesleyan. I am Pastor G, campus pastor here at Roberts Wesleyan, and I have with me a special guest, and you are?
I am Matt Davis. I am one of the librarians over here at the Golisano Library, and I serve Northeastern Seminary as the library liaison.
Nice. Now, we're going to talk about a lot of things, but the most important question of the day is, what kind of coffee do you prefer? Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts?
All right.
You can't get this wrong.
All right.
It's a narrow road, right or left here.
Between these two choices, I would say Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons over Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
You heard that, people. So, why Tim Hortons?
Well, one reason is because it's technically roasted locally. It's actually roasted in Henrietta. Maidstone.
In Henrietta?
Henrietta, New York.
Okay,
right down the road.
All right.
So when you're driving through Clay Road, that little plaza of like Lowry's and Palmer's, these companies there, you'll smell this coffee. Well, that's probably Tim Hortons coffee. Eventually.
Okay,
Yeah.
so homegrown
Yes.
coffee from Tim Hortons.
Sure,
there you have
sure.
it. That's it right there. That's a good decision. Well,
Awesome.
all right, we're gonna get to it here. Let's head to Tim Hortons.
All right.
Now, I usually like a little riding music, but we'll.
We can hum a tune or something.
All right, so while we're en route here, so tell us a little bit about your connection from the library to the seminary.
Sure, yeah. So my main role at the library is systems librarian. So kind of all the back-end support of the library platform. So all the front-end services and research can be done smoothly on the front end. So that's kind of my main role. But one of my favorite parts is the liaison work that we have schools that we serve. Okay. And Northeastern Seminary is my primary one. So I provide research assistance, one-on-one meetings in person or online with students. That's probably my favorite part of the liaison work. But I also help with collection development. So I'm in charge of researching and finding books and resources for the seminary, for course texts, as well as just to support the research of both faculty and students, professors and students. So that's also a really fun part. And I've been very intentional in the last year to try to raise minority voices, knowing that growing diversity is definitely part people, but it's also part ideas. So trying to research and find and buy books for our collection that the seminary can use as texts or supplemental readings, or again just further research in Bible, theology, history, etc.
Hey,
so that's also another fun.
I don't want to interrupt you, but
Sure.
That's big for me.
Yeah.
One of the things I was talking about with my kids as they're in school is they don't hear a diversity of resources.
Yep.
And so it's good to know that you as a librarian are looking for some diverse voices out there, and so that's huge. So
yeah. What you read is what you should be practicing, right? That's the goal.
That is true. Now I gotta find Tim Hortons here. I don't have a GPS here.
To the left. I wouldn't know that, of course. I don't go there for an occasional donut or something.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm a seminary student.
Yeah.
And so what would be one of the reasons? I know you gave a lot of you gave a lot in your description of what you do there, but give me an example of why would a seminary student contact you?
So one of the main reasons a student may come to the library is part of a research paper for some of the courses. So I think we're gonna order some.
Yeah,
some
we'll
coffee
order here.
All right.
Now, what are you gonna have here?
I'll just have a small black plain coffee, please.
All right. Now,
and simple.
I'm neither a Tim Hortons. I'm neither a Tim Hortons or a Dunkin' Donuts guy. All right. Yes. Can I get 2 small black coffees?
That was a small black coffee?
2 of them.
2 small black coffees. I apologize. Anything else today?
No, that'll be it.
All right. Go ahead and pull for it.
All right. I'm not really a Tim Hortons or a Dunkin' Donuts guy. I don't want him to catch me on the intercom there. You know, want to make sure our coffee is fresh. So.
Yes, yes.
All right. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, it's all right. Yeah, so if there's like a research paper, so some of the courses at Northeastern Seminary have, research focus, engaging with the text of the course, but also some extra secondary books and articles. So I would help in that process, schedule an appointment, look at the guidelines of the paper together, kind of walk through. I have some experience also as a student, so I've been through some of the courses and some of the assignments. I'm sure they've been updated, but the kind of format and layout of them. So that'll be one way. We also house the Learning Center, and which has writing assistants, which is great. It is a service that should be used by everyone, even if you're a great writer.
Yeah, they didn't tell you about my writing. Because you threw that in there kind of like,
a little sneaky.
I need to be over there.
Writing Center. No, it's great. The staff there are very friendly and lovely, and they'll help you, set up an appointment to get some help with your paper citations, and I can help with that as well. But that's another great service it's included in the library.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna get this coffee here.
365?
365. And can I please have a copy of the receipt?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Oh, this nice Tim Hortons coffee here. Here it is.
Excellent.
We'll see here. I'm gonna see how this local roasted. Be sure I don't spill it on myself here.
Caution hot.
That would be me.
Yes.
And there you are.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yep.
And another thing, of course, is you'll find empathy. You'll find love. The librarians and the people in the library are, have been through school and they understand the student stresses. So they'll be able to empathize and sympathize with you through the process of research and writing, and we'll pray with you and help you out in any way possible.
Now that's good to know. So if I come asking you for help, you won't get an attitude. You'll know exactly what I've been through.
Yep.
And it's good hearing that you attended Northeastern.
Yeah.
So that gives me a little bit of confidence in approaching you, because I haven't done that yet.
Sure.
So maybe I'll come holler at you now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me, you're a graduate of Northeastern. Tell me a little bit about that. What led you to going to Northeastern?
Sure. Well, I graduated from Roberts, so I thought it was a good fit. There was some familiarity, but also I was really challenged at Roberts in my theology and worldview, and I wanted more of that because I didn't think I was done. So I was on a road of worldview shift, and I knew that would be found at Northeastern. So I love the community of the professors. I know it's kind of cliche, I came for the community, but I did come for that. I found home there, and then once I was there, I just ate up all the content, the courses, the great conversation as it is now. Those were so formative for my life, not including theology, but my life. So that's why I came. Yeah.
Oh, good. So you weren't looking to go into like pastoral ministry, or?
Yeah, so I've always been called to ministry, I think, and that has adapted and shifted over the years. So starting at undergrad, definitely a pastor. Okay. As I got through the courses, I was really falling in love with all my Bible courses and exegesis, so I took that kind of route, thinking maybe more academic and pastoral. And that's kind of where I've landed. So I'm ordained in the Free Methodist Church, and I'm at a church doing some ministry, which I love. And but I'm also serving, an academic institution that I think is also ministry.
Okay.
So kind of bridging those two realms of the academy and the church, trying to not make them so separate, which many times it has. So I think Northeastern does a really good job of that. The professors are many of them are pastors, and all of them have a pastoral heart for sure, whether ordained or not in the church. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. I know that many people, when they think of seminary, they think ivory tower, you know, and so that's good that you talk about that connection there. You got a favorite professor, teacher?
Well, I did my thesis under Richard Middleton, Dr. Middleton. So that was probably my most formative in undergrad. I kind of went with him when he went to the seminary a couple years after. So that was probably my favorite.
Nice.
But all of them are amazing. You know, spiritual formation.
That's a good plug
focus.
right there.
No, really, it
Oh.
truly is. I spent the most time with him
Yeah.
with my editing of my thesis. Many years, felt like. But yeah, no, the faculty there are just spectacular.
Yeah, I would agree.
So why did you choose Northeastern?
So I attended Roberts, and after Roberts, through the advice of a mentor, he advised that I go on to seminary. And I come from a tradition where it wasn't the norm
Sure.
to go to seminary. You had the call, and so you just trained within the context of
Yep.
your local church. But really looking at that opportunity and my experience with different professors like you, Professor Middleton and Dr. Cullum, they really had a profound experience on me, and wanting to go to seminary and learn a little bit more, and especially seeing these guys who were teachers and they were academic, but yet they were very pastoral and had a love for the church and the faith, and so that was very important for me. So I really, it's a plus for me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So what classes are you taking now?
So right now I am enrolled in pastoral formation and church renewal, and so I've got Pastor Wally for pastoral formation.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, he was the host
that's
last
right.
week.
That's right.
And I also have in church renewal, Dr. Graham is teaching that. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what drew you to those courses? What do you appreciate about those courses?
well, I need them to graduate.
Sure.
Just keeping it real.
Yep.
But no, I would say being in those classes and after spending several years in church ministry, I found those courses to be, just a real benefit. So pastoral formation, just looking at a few things. Number one is pastoral care, taking care of your self-care, taking care of yourself as a pastor. The tendency could be to be in ministry to everyone else, serving everyone else, the flock, the congregation, and what about your own soul? And so that's been a good thing about the course. Yeah, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not really any good to anyone else.
Yeah.
So that's been good, and having Pastor Wally teach that course has been great because he brings all of his experience and years of teaching the course to this class. So that's been good.
Yeah.
Church renewal with Nelson Graham, that's really been good because one of the things in this class is talking about the life cycle of a church, which is very practical, knowing what stage your church in, what kind of leadership it needs, and he brings a lot of experience to that. So those courses have been very practical, and you get to engage not only with good professors, but good students. So everybody's engaged and active in class, and so that's been really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I had Pastor Wally at undergrad, a ministry class, kind of an introduction to ministry, and it was one of my memories of that is the primal scream of going out to the pond and just screaming as loud as we can, because it was part of self-care and dealing with our emotions in a healthy way without acting out.
Man, if I see a pond, I might pull over here. We might try that out here. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And Dr. Graham, I had experience with him with practical application, field education. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, field education.
And oversight of that, and everyone is doing their own thing, but then you come together and talk about your experiences and sharing the commonalities and the stresses, and encourage and praise one another. But you also get to deal with the tough things in ministry together as a community. That was profound for me.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So who we got coming up next week in the Cup of Theology?
Yeah.
Who can we expect to hear from?
Yeah, it's a little extra special. We have a Doctor of Ministry student guest hosting, Mandy Smith.
Mandy Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is she's coming next month, June, for a conference, and she's a pastor, author, regular contributor to Missio Alliance and Christianity Today. She'll be speaking on the courage to be human in an age of celebrity. And it's based on her book, Vulnerable Pastor.
Vulnerable pastor.
Yeah, how human limitations empower our ministry. So that's
right.
that's pretty powerful.
Is that one available in the library?
It is. It's available online as well. We have an ebook you can check
nice.
out if you're a distance student or online student.
I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
So it's exciting. Registration is open, so don't wait. June 18th on campus at Northeastern Seminary.
And we can get those online.
Oh yeah, yep. You can go on the
Nice.
events page of the website to register and get the schedule and all the breakout sessions.
Great.
Yeah, it's exciting.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us in this month's edition of Cup of Theology.
Yeah, this is great.
And stay tuned for the next one.
Woohoo.